Anybody here? Anybody here? Anybody here? Nobody's here. Mm, mm, mm. Nobody? Mama ramblings. Listening and driving. Okay. Hey, Pamela, Aurora. Yeah. Um, Hi, Nanette and Jane D. Yeah, I'm in my car. Um, I just pulled over across the road from my grandparents' house, and there's nowhere to really park, so I'm parking in this area here that's right down from theirs, and it's across from a house. And I don't see anybody there at the house. I wanted to ask him if it was okay if I parked here, just so I can walk up to my granny's, what used to be her house anyway. It looks like these people maybe aren't home, because I was going to ask them, because I don't know if they own this lot. I don't see any no trespassing signs. So I'm just going to park here and hope for the best. See, there are two signs over there, but they're faded. Hi, Margot, Linda, Forgety, Al's Pals, Tammy, Carol Plant. Uh, okay, Carolyn does listen. Don't try reading the chat, girl. Um, yeah, I was at my parents'. We had a cookout for Father's Day. Um, and then Dave left and Bonnie left. So Dave's at home, and I was just taking the long way home, taking a little drive, and thought I'm going to drive by my granny's. This is where I had a lot of good memories. Just thought I would show you guys. I know it's not exciting, but I was in some stream, trying to. Well, let's hope. See my car? I hope it doesn't get towed away, but I should be able to see it because my granny's isn't far from here. What used to be her house. Anyway, I was in a stream earlier where, of course, they're tearing everything Carolyn's been saying apart. Everything she's trying to do, we're trying, all of us are trying to do. So, but we knew that would happen, right? Just got to keep keeping on. Man, it's humid. Okay, guys, that is it. And it looks, wait, can you even see it yet? No. This has a weird, I might have put it on the wrong camera. It looks so far away. You guys can't even see it, but I'm going to walk up. Oh, wait a minute. Do these people live there at that house? People are funny around, I mean, they don't want you going on their property. There's a little boy on a scooter, though. Everything looks so far away with this camera. Okay. See the woods? We used to always come in here and play this little area. Okay, and then the yard right here. This was actually a long driveway. She had two driveways, my grandparents, and you can see remnants of the driveway right here. This back here never was ever cut that I remember. Might have been a little bit. There's a seagull. That's a good sign. Look at this, how pitiful this looks. The house, I mean, they remodeled it, but it looks like garbage. My granny had beautiful big windows. They took all the windows out and put in these tiny little windows that are ridiculous. This was all covered with trees. They cut all of them down. One of the people that bought this house, one day they were working on it, and I stopped in here, and they let me come in and see it. And she said her boyfriend had a tree cutting business. So she said, in place of letting him cut down the trees and have the wood, that he was doing her windows and some of her other building material. I'm going to go around to the front though so you guys can see. That shed, I believe, my granny did have a shed there. My grandparents, they did have one there, but I don't think it was that one. And they were the first ones to have this house. No, actually, that's not true. My grandpa's brother or sister had it. It had it built, and then my grandparents bought it for whatever reason, and this is where they lived. Okay, those, wow, see, wow, oh my gosh. Okay, you see those two big bushes there? My granny planted those. They were little. Oh my goodness. Now she's the one that stayed up all night. She was the all night person. And I thought that was so weird. She'd be up till at least 4 a.m., sometimes 5, sometimes 6. But I loved her to death. And my grandpa was just as sweet as could be. Okay, yeah, she said he was putting these bricks in trade for the trees she let him have. Look at the front. Look at these stairs. See, I would love to go up there, but and believe it or not, I think a bunch of the family, a bunch of relatives have come here over the years because at one point when I stopped here, when some other family lived here, they said, "Boy, your grandparents were sure loved. You guys all had a lot of good memories here, huh?" And I said, "Oh yeah, we did." And they said, "Well, we can tell because there's always somebody from the family coming here and asking if they can just look around." Yep, my granny planted those bushes. It's the old basement right in there. I want to walk up here. I want to touch these blocks. I know that's weird, but me and Becky and Michael, us first 3 kids, this is where we always played. Oh my gosh, I remember these. I remember these. I remember when they put these in here. She did not have all this ivy here. I'd love to walk up on that porch too. See, my granny we never came out that door. It was always that other door, the kitchen. This door was always closed. And she had like one of those orange couches For years, it had plastic on it. I don't know why. I guess she was trying to pretend like she was some kind of ritzy woman. She was a very pretty woman, though. Funny. She had a great sense of humor. She spoiled me rotten. Do you guys ever do this, though? Like to go look at places that mean a lot to you? What I wouldn't give to be able to walk in here and have everybody here, have all the relatives here. You always knew you were loved. Okay, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm walking up here. They've changed this though. See, this wasn't here. There was a concrete porch right here, and it had, big steps coming down. It's like a platform there. I have a picture actually of my granny standing right here on the end of her porch with, I think, her hand on her hip. Oh gosh. Here's somebody across there. I heard a duck, but I thought they were yelling at me. I should just act like I don't know anything. I'm going to ask, hi, hello, sir. Could you tell me if anybody lives here? Would you mind telling me if anyone is living here? Oh, you don't live there? Oh, never mind. That's okay. Yeah, I grew up here, so I was just wondering if he's gonna great. He's gonna ask the owners across the street. Oh wow, I think these people have a camera there, a security camera. Oh, this was 2 bedrooms here in the front. But I think it's different now. I think they redid that too. They really need to power wash this bad. Probably gonna say, lady, get out of there. They've told you before. All the other owners have warned you to stay away. Don't act like you've never been here before. There goes 3 ducks or geese. There was old Joe's house over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Old Joe. He was from I think it was Czechoslovakia. Oh, and do you guys want to know something? Do you really want to know something? My grandparents, old Joe, these people here across the street, well, the people that used to be there, and the other down the road are all buried in the same cemetery. It's like they're all still neighbors. It's so weird. I was just wondering if anybody was living here. 10 years. Okay, she's probably the lady I was talking to years ago. She had redone the house. Okay. Yeah. Because I was here, right when she was doing that. I remember them too. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I was just out taking a little sentimental walk. You know, I didn't want to bother anybody. I just thought I would look. Pardon? I know last time it went for sale, I actually wanted my husband to buy it. Right. Yep. I remember that. Yep. Yeah. I would, if she ever puts it up for sale again, I would love to buy it and fix it up how I remember it, you know? Okay, thank you. Try like, lady, what the heck are you doing? Okay, I am going to walk up here because I want to, but I'm afraid to. Wait, I'm going to just walk up from the other way that I came. Sorry, I'm not even looking at the chat because I don't want to get hit or fall. Her flowers are pretty though. I was so upset when the first people bought this house because my granny passed away 1976. I had just turned 21. Bonnie was 2 years old. And my grandpa lived in it with my uncle for maybe, I don't know, several years afterwards. And then they sold it. The first couple that moved in, husband and wife with a little girl, I did stop here to see them. And they took me through the house. They had redone it, which really made me so mad, but I mean, come on, it is their house. But my granny had a big, I said, oh, I see no posted, no trespassing. Um, my granny had a huge mural because she painted she painted a beautiful tree with the fall leaves. It took the whole back wall. It was in her living room. And she had another painting, a smaller painting that she did on a wall near her kitchen, a tree branch. Anyway, that disappointed me. Covered they covered over that and put a fireplace in. And that upset me, but that's how it goes, right? And anyway, they had a little girl. She was like 4 or 5. And we were talking about my granny. And I said, as much as she loved being here at her house, she loved her home. Um, if she was going to be anywhere, she would be here. And he said, you know what? It's kind of funny that you're saying that. And I said, why? He goes and he showed me the little girl's bedroom, which is at the back of the house. And it's where my granny's bedroom was, her and my grandpa's. He said, she'll tell us that she hears somebody walking because it has hardwood floors, those original real hardwood floors. And he's like, she tells me that she sees someone, but he said she's not afraid. I said, oh my gosh, no, she would never have to be afraid of her. She loved kids. She loved her grandkids. I'm scared to go up here. I want to go up. I want to. I want to walk on the porch. Okay, wait, maybe she's sleeping. Oh, she keeps everything closed up. Lady, why do you have any windows then? Oh, see the little thing of flowers over there? That's been there since I was a little kid. The little, I don't know what they are called, and I have flowers here that were planted here. They were given to me from this yard. They're at my house. They were given to me. They were given to my mother. My mom gave me some. So I do have some piece of this place. I know I'm a nut. I just, thought you guys know I'm nuts. So I want to peek around. Look at that tiny little bathroom window. That's so dumb. Why even have a window? Oh, there's a tap. Okay. Porch is not as big, I don't think. And that's new concrete there because I remember exactly what that concrete looked like. I remember all the, chips out of it and all that. This front of it looks weird too. But I think it was always like that. I don't know. It's just so, it's so weird, how life is. They always would have junk cars because my grandpa would roof houses in his spare time. He worked at Inland Steel, but in his spare time, he would do roofing jobs. So he would have these old cars. I don't know why he didn't have a truck, but he had old cars that he would put the ladder on. And sometimes some of the old cars would be left here, and there would be like wild cats having kittens and stuff. And me and Becky would get these little kittens out, and they'd be hissing at us and clawing, but we didn't care. We would play with them, try to feed them, and then put them back. I'm gonna stop right down here and see what you guys are saying. Then I'll tell you about right here, right across here. And it looks like everything is gone. They tore this place down. There were two houses right here. And they were always so creepy. My car's still there. They haven't towed it. Okay, let's see. Who do we have? Hi, Dorothy Marie. Wait, no. Is that Dorothy Marie? No, it's not. Never mind. Oh, yes, it is. This is amazing. For her, she was reminiscing back good memories. R.I.P. Scooter's It's been a long time. Well, my grandpa, he passed away in 2001. So he lived a good long life. And my granny passed away in 1976. She was only 59. She was young. Hi, Ethel Mertz and hi, Alma. Burnt hot dog. Oh, yeah, right, B? Tracy Thomas. Karen H. Muppets. I will. I'll act like I'm lost. Shar. Margot Ellingsworth. Greg Ellick. Sensible Crime. Forgety. Pamela Bridget. Deb B. 10th Angel. What else? Who else? Don't want to miss anybody. Pamela Patrick. I'll tell you guys the story right here, though, about what happened across the street. Aurora Rodriguez. I see you now, B. Where you at? Are you by Granny's house? I wish you would have remembered. You could have remembered her. But guys, she did have a nervous breakdown. Bonnie was, Bonnie's birthday, born in May 6th. And my granny had a nervous breakdown when Bonnie was like 2 months old. So that was really, really, really sad. And they said that she was paranoid schizophrenic. They diagnosed her with that, and she lived for 2 more years. But she was a shell of the person that she, had been. Before that, she had been bubbly, fun, all up all night. She never went to bed before that sun was up. Yeah, so she got real, real thin and everything. But anyway, she died 2 years after that. But anyway, right here used to be a small little white house and then a huge older home right there, okay? And nobody ever lived in that home the whole time I was growing up. And then this house, some man who was related to those people in the next house, he would come here every once in a while and cut the grass. He was an older guy. Um, I'm thinking, I don't know I don't know. Anyway, um, so he never wanted people there for some reason, okay? And I never, well, yeah, actually I did. I did walk over there because I was a nosy kid. And I would walk to that house, the really cool one right there that had nobody in it. And I would scare my sister, Becky, and tell her that there was two skeletons sitting inside on the porch reading newspapers, okay? So Becky was terrified. She would not come and look. Well, one day, I think I was around 11, and I was spending, the night here at my granny's in the summer. I spent a lot of time here. And it's the afternoon time, and we heard a big, huge sound, okay? It was like a bomb go off, okay? And everything was so quiet. I can hear it just like yesterday. I can hear how everything was so quiet, and all I could hear were bare bare feet running from that direction, running here, running this way. And she was screaming. Her name was Barbara, Barbara Green. She lived down in that house there that I don't know if you can see it. I just hear her feet, how fast she was running, and she's screaming, my brother, my brother. Don't let my brother be dead. Well, me and Granny, of course, we came running out of the house and we were standing up there on the hill and looking. And of course, this was all open then, okay? Trees were further back, but it wasn't like this, okay? You could see everything. And there was a boy in the driveway walking, coming up from the house. Barb just ran as fast as she could. My granny wouldn't let me go over there. And we hear sirens and everything. And another boy, I think, was laying in the driveway. And then in the back of the house, I think it was the back, is her brother, Terry. And I think he was, let's see, I'm going to say I was 12. I'm going to say Terry was probably 12. I think he was my age. And he was dead. And the guy that owned the house didn't want anybody messing with it. So he set up a pipe bomb at the back door, so that if you opened up the door, you would get blown to pieces. And that's what happened. The other kid, let's see, there was 3 of them all together. I think the one boy that was laying in the driveway, he was blinded for life. And then the other boy, I believe he was fine. But yeah, I mean, nobody could believe it, because this man was never even there. I mean, what was he protecting? What was so wonderful that he had to keep it, so protected? It was a little old white house. It was nothing special. I guess he thought it was. And then old Joe, like I was showing you guys his house there, he was from Czechoslovakia. You could never understand him. He was so sweet. He lived there all alone. Very, very thick accent. Well, he left because of the Nazis. Okay. And he was always, always so scared, so paranoid. He was afraid to sleep at night. So what he did was every night he would get his car out of the driveway, the basement, which is under his house, in a driveway, like how my grandparents was or is. And he would back that beautiful little car out and he would drive around all night until the sun came up because he was afraid to stay in the house by himself. I imagine probably, maybe somewhere in his mind he thought he was being hunted still. I don't know. But it was from, the war. He was a sweet old guy. He had cherry trees. He would let us get all the cherries we wanted. They were those sour ones. We would put them in paper bags filled with sugar and just dip them in there and eat them. And, he's buried right next to my grandparents, too, at the cemetery. But, right across the street from him. And you want to know the weirdest thing? Do you want to know something? And I just found this out from my uncle who knows all this stuff. He said, Debbie, old Joe isn't really buried there. He's like, he had that stone put there with his name, his date of birth and death and all that. He's like, but he is not buried there. So that really freaked me out. So I don't know. Man, is it sticky out here. Isn't that weird though? I mean, why do you think he would do that? Why he would have a fake grave? Oh, and when he went out driving at night, you always knew because there was always such a long line of cars behind him. Have this spotless, beautiful car, and he was going like 5 or 10 miles an hour on this road. Everywhere there'd be a long line. Be like, oh, well, here comes old Joe. You see that line of traffic behind him. But I would love to know his story. I don't know if he was ever married because the whole time I was growing up, he was the only one that lived there. And it's a huge house. So many rooms. And my brother to this day swears old Joe knew black magic. He still tells the story to me that he was over there one day with old Joe sitting on the porch, and old Joe said, "You want to see something?" And Michael said, "Yeah." So Michael sat outside on the bench, waited for old Joe, and he came out and he had a doll. And he said it was wooden. He's like, "Debbie, this thing had no strings." He's like, "It had nothing, okay?" He goes, and old Joe just looked at it. He goes, and that thing started dancing. Now, I don't believe in that, but he had to have tricked my brother somehow, right? Don't you think? Hi, Mimi. Robin Lane, BMW, Margo Lanesworth. No, Robin, I swear, he was a real guy. Very nice man. My granny really felt bad for him because I would say, Granny, what is he? Why did he look at the window? Because I remember he came in one time to the house. I only remember him coming in one time, sitting at her little kitchen table, and she fixed him, I think, a cup of tea or something. And he pointed to the window and he said, "I'm afraid of that." And I said, "Granny, more of the mystery. Why is old Joe afraid of the window?" She's like, "Oh no, Debbie, he just meant, he was afraid, maybe of a breeze making him sick or something like that." But yeah, the only thing she ever did tell me was that, from the war and the Nazis, and that really took the toll on the guy. The rest of his life was like that. I sound like Darth Vader. Do I? Oh, why is it messing up? Okay, well, I made it back, and yeah, I'm gonna go home now. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. I am your father. Um. So I'm gonna head back. I might be going live later to show you guys something. Do you want to know something? I might be going live later to show you guys something that does involve, what's been going on, okay? I may be showing something. I do. It is a sad story, Mimi, right? I always wonder about him, and I want to know where he's buried and what was the deal, but I'm nosy like that. I love history of people. I really do. Wish I had been older and I would have asked him so much, but he probably wouldn't have told me much, right? I mean, he was so secretive. He must have lived the rest of his life always so paranoid, maybe. And I'm sure with good reason. Who knows? Because I watch so many things on the Holocaust. I have books on that, and I watch videos and stuff like that. So, if you didn't notice, because I may be reviewing something that you guys can hear, okay? Not that I want to, but hey, these people are trying to make fools out of Carolyn, like she's crazy, losing her mind, laughing at her, and stuff like that. And they're just not giving her any credibility. And she's not doing this because she thinks it's fun. Okay? It's taking a toll on her. And, we just gotta get, fight the fight, right? Dare to be different. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope. Yeah, sure. Hope you guys. Hi, Jack. Pack. Thank you. I'm glad you liked him. Just an old lady to you guys, to so many of you. To me, I'm still young, though. I really am. I'm still that 16-year-old kid. I'm still that 12-year-old kid that used to come here and spend the night and walk around and be crazy, and still that person. Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening. Remember, be safe. Beep, beep. Love yes.